We are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome back into this new live video here on streaming on LinkedIn and on YouTube as well. Today's topic is very much important for every business. It doesn't matter if it's a small business, if a large business, whatever industry we are talking about. Every business actually needs to think about the exit. And today we are going to see more deeply about the false myth on exit, which makes people believing that actually they need to think about exit only if they are ready for selling, which is false. And today I want to discuss it because actually the idea that you only need to think about exit planning when you're ready to exit, ready to retire. It's actually something that might not always works as we expect, because life gets in the way and there are multiple reasons which are completely out of your control. With these reasons, like you might need to exit before. Usually 80% of the exit, here I am. My microphone is back again. I don't know what happened every time with this microphone. So what I was saying is just that 80% of the times where people have to exit in reality is because on a previous event, which is completely out of their control, and they force the funder to exit when they are not ready. Which means that if you're not ready for exiting, you are actually losing value. So you're not getting the money that you might need for your retirement time or for your new conditions. You might be not ready for, because you're not ready for exiting. It means that actually you're not selling. So you're forced to stay in a company where you cannot give 100% anymore, or in any case where you're not happy there anymore. Or if you can't stay in that company, it simply means that you need to dissolve the company. And dissolving the company means that all the work that you had done before actually vanished. It's completely gone. So many times, actually, when I meet funders, they say to me something like, I think about exit when I'm ready to slow down, or now I'm still growing, so exit is something for later, to think later on. And if you ask even, okay, can you define this later? When do you think this later is actually coming? The answer is very vague, and it's just like, I don't really know when this is happening, and this is something that we can't afford. So, because at the end of the day, when most funders feels ready to sell, in a reality, it's many times it is too late, because there is no time for preparing properly the company for the selling, or there is not enough time left, or you do not want to wait for preparing the time, for preparing the company on time. What do I mean? Usually, founders think that exit is only a matter of fixing the financials. So you have all your financial statement, all your documentation is there. And the other thing that they believe they have to do is simply writing down all the processes, so you have all of your processes documented, and therefore whoever step in can actually follow your guideline, your playbooks, if it makes sense. This is partially true in a way that actually for exiting you need them, but it's not all that you need. It's sometimes like, especially if you are forced to sell, the reality is just like, I can see that the services that you are offering today is something that maybe you start doing 10 years ago, 5 years ago, which is not applicable with nowadays anymore. So maybe you need a new service. Why? Because actually, in this case, when you are when you want to exit, when you want to sell your business, you are not shaping your business based on your clients anymore. But when you need to exit, you need to shape your business based on the buyers. So if the buyers want some kind of new service which is more up to the date, for instance, like they want the introduction of the AI, and many businesses do not have any AI at all. So in that case, buyers are not willing to buy your business anymore, or they can ask for massive discount. So whatever money you want to save right now, not getting ready for the exit, actually is the same or even more expensive amount of money that you need to lose in the future when you want to exit and you are not ready at all. One thing that I have noticed, for instance, is just that after COVID, actually buyers are considering more the risks instead of the cash flow. So they are more worried about all of the risk they can spot on, instead of how much actually is your business making. Because if the business has a good basic idea and is up to the date, so it's really waving the market, surfing the market wave. If there are some issues here and there, it's still okay. But if the buyers believe that there are some risks which might have a massive impact, like not having an updated service to offer on the market, in that case, the risk is too much. And the buyer is only asking for a very huge discount, or is simply not making any offer. And this is why, like, it depends on the areas, like US, UK, Europe in general. But usually there are like 80% minimum, like in North America, 80% of the business on the market actually do not get any offer. Why, for instance, like in UK, we are around 95% of the business do not get any offer. So if you do not get any offer and you have to sell, it means that you can't sell, and you need to stay or you need to dissolve, as we said earlier. So I want to break here this false myth where actually you, because exit means to sell or to retire it, you need to take care of it only when that time comes. Sorry. Exit, as I was saying earlier, is for everyone. And it's not only for like tech companies or like for people that want to retire and just start living on a beach. If you do not have a plan, you can't exit. And as I was saying earlier, as well, like 80% of the time, usually people have to exit because of some situations which are completely out of their control. And usually these situations can be included into the 5Ds rule, where actually in the 5Ds, you can't predict the future. And it means that you can only design your business for surviving. The 5Ds are, first of all, it's death, that it could be yours death or the death of a key partner. I know it might sound very negative, but it happens and you need to be ready if something like that happens. So exit is not really a matter of selling, but it's really a matter of having a succession plan. The second D in the list is disability. So it might happen that for whatever reason, you can't give 100% of your effort, time, etc. anymore like you did, for instance, when you were 20s. So you can't work like it was before. So you have a kind of disability. And therefore, if you are not ready for it, it means that you have a less income compared to the past. Another D is divorce. So with divorce, we don't necessarily mean that it's a divorce with your personal partner, with your loving partner, but it could be something where you have in your personal life or with your even partner in your business. So it can be that you have some kind of break point with someone close to you. It can be in personal life or in business life. And these situation, because we are human, we are made by emotions, actually this event is going to impact your focus, your energies, your ownership as well. And it means that you might need to exit fully or partially. Another D is disagreement as well. So in the disagreement, it means that you are not getting along with some of your partners or shareholders, and therefore, because you're not getting along anymore and you don't feel comfortable anymore, it means that you might need to start a new path in your life and you need to exit. And means that selling your shares or selling all of your company. And then there is like the last D, which is distress. And here we can include, for instance, like any financial difficulties, any market shock, any like a big client that might disappear. And so it has an impact on your business machine as well. So these are 5 areas where actually might force you to exit and you might not to be ready in that moment. They are completely out of your control. So what actually is going to happen if one of these 5Ds happens and you're not ready? It means that after that you are in an uncomfortable situation And as I said, 80% of the exit are like an unplanned exit because they are triggered by one of these 5 Ds. So exit is not actually about strategy. It's not actually about the perfect moment, because we know that it's never going to be the perfect time. It's just like because of life. So planning for exit, I don't want that it's going to sound pessimistic, any negative, and we are not here for talking about bad things, but planning is actually a skill in leadership, of a good, responsible leadership. And it means that if you are planning, actually you're taking care about your people, so your team, your clients, your family, and I would say also the value you spent in years building your business as it is right now. So I worked a lot in big project and infrastructures, and we know that things has to go differently from how we have planned. So every time we were working in those projects, of course the goal was from day one to do our best and to get the best result possible. But we also know, for instance, that life gets in the way. A simple one might be that the material cost increase and therefore the budget change, or it might be as well that the team, some of the team members change, and for replacing the person that had left earlier, we just need like a transition time where we are paying someone that person is not into the project as it was the person before, so we have like a delay of whatever we can actually deliver. So as much as we want to be positive, at the same time we also need to be realistic, and we also need to plan risks, as I said, like for delays or for any type of crisis that might happen. And because otherwise, if we were not planning the risk, the cost of pretending that everything is going to be fine was higher than the cost of actually, let's take a little time. It could be like one hour per week. It could be like 1 day per week. It depends on where you are, what kind of crisis actually we need to solve. So it was worth it at the end, taking a little time for planning every crisis that might happen, instead of keep on going, maybe doing one step forward at the end, but at the same time knowing that it was more like that nothing was going as a planned, and therefore that step actually was more expensive than take that time off, like 1 day per week or 1 day every fortnight, for actually planning the risk register, let's call it like that. So having an exit plan, and I mean like having a succession plan, it's actually a synonym of having a good business. Is actually a synonym of having a healthy business. So how can you actually start thinking about your exit plan? in a way that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to sell tomorrow. Exit plan means that you are actually building a company that could be sold. So actually, when you have the exit plan in place, it's your own decision. It's your own choice. You're not forced to sell. Or if for some of the 5Ds you're forced to sell, you have the best value back at the end. And how can you do it actually in practice? Exit plan means reducing founder dependency. So the business doesn't break if you don't touch every single thing. If you need, for instance, for the disability to step back and give less than whatever was before. Another good practice is having clear decision-making system. So having different people where they know who they know what to decide, what kind of role and responsibilities actually they own, without going to the founder 24/7. Another things could be like a client's structure. So the clients needs to put in a condition, in a situation where they're actually happy to move to the new buyer, to the new founder, if we want to call it like that. It's not the right word, but let's say it like this right now. So if you have a structure and your clients are buying your structure instead of yourself, that is something that is a very good point for buyers, because they know that the clients are with you because of your system, because of your brand. Let's say like this, even though it's not right, but maybe with all the marketing talks that recently are online, might be more understandable. And then, for instance, another thing is teams that are actually able to deliver without the founder. Of course, so I'm talking always about the people. So I talked about the founders, I talked about your clients, I talked about like the decision maker, I talked about the founder. And these are people, but we need to create a system for these people, a system that works. It's totally possible. It's totally fine, but I don't want that you think that there's not going to be anything behind this. There is like a system where if people knows how to work, they can actually deliver, and when you deliver, you actually have the number for your financial. And the number of your financial is what actually is attracting the M&A work. So it's all like our cycle, but this will work so very well. So let's start from it's all about people at the end of the day, because as I like to say, I never have seen any stone in any shop buying one of your product. So your product are bought by people, other people are buying your business, and you can deliver only if you have people controlling the technology and whatsoever that's going to be behind your business. So as the last thing that I want to ask you is just like to do what in construction we were always doing, which is a fire drill. So what I want to say here is just like you do not wait for a fire in a building for knowing if your exit doors, your exit strategy, sorry, your fire strategy actually works. You just test every X time the building for seeing if in case of fire, actually everything in the fire strategy works. So the door should open, the floor shouldn't be sleepy. There should be no obstacle on the route, anything like that. The alarm has to ring constantly. If you need to train your people in recognizing the sound of the alarm as well. So there are some buildings where every week they are doing a once per week a test just for the alarm to see if actually it's ringing and actually is something also for training people in recognizing the sound and running away as soon as possible. So I want you to do the same fire drill like we do in buildings. Let's do it also for your business. So let's imagine that starting from tomorrow, you are just disappearing completely from your business. No calls, no WhatsApp, no emails, nothing. Let's assume that you are again in one disability, or like you have a divorce and you're not focused for your business, and therefore like if you take this time off, which you can call it a vacation test, or you can call it like as I said, fire drill, is are you actually able to take this time off and your business is still running by itself? The maximum that I ask is a quarter of the year. So we are talking about 3 months off. Of course, you can't just have 3 months immediately, like in one night, you're going to get ready. So whatever you can do, is just like I suggest, let's start with 1 week. Then once this week is passing the test, you can actually go into 2 weeks. And then when the 2 weeks is passing the test, we move into 1 month. And then from 1 month, we move into 3 months. Of course, every time that you're failing the test, we are going to having a look at the feedbacks from the failing reports. And we just work for solving those issues and making sure that the next time actually you can pass that test. So as you can see, it's something that is going to take time. It's not going to be that in 3 months of time immediately you're going to have the answer to this question, but this is the most important test that you can do for knowing if your business is actually is actually ready for being sold. Okay, I can see that we are already running out of our time, so I'm just going to close the live here. I just want to mention that if you do not want to ask us in international exit strategy any consultation because you feel like you're not ready yet, that's fine. I get it, but on the website www.internationalexitstrategy.com, there is like on the menu one tag is tools, and over there there are like 3 tests available for you. They are free, So feel free to go on the website and downloading them. One is a checklist for having a look if you have a due diligence, if you're ready for due diligence. So in that case, you can do it by yourself. And then if you want to fix your issues by yourself, feel free to do it. If you want to if you want some support, please click on the button contact us, or contact me here on LinkedIn directly, and I will be more than happy in setting up a consultation call for you. It's all free. The first one is on us. Then as well, there are other two tests where one is a quiz to see your founder dependency, and another one is just a test for seeing what is the business value of your company. All of the three are free on the website, and they are under, as I was saying, the tag tools. So feel free to go online if you're not ready to ask for our help yet. Feel free to go online and having a look at these tools, and you can manage them by yourself. It's as I said, like exit. It's all about having a succession plan, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be ready to sell tomorrow. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope you're going to have a great day, and see you, all of you, in my next live. Bye bye.